Okay, so in that case, I guess we'll get started. And then if Emily and or Harvester want to hop in, they are well within their rights to do so. And I don't know where Alan is, but I did ping the group. So anyway, so yeah, last time you guys, so after escaping the apparently Imperial question mark blockade over Corulag, you went planet side. You managed to, through kind of hearsay on Imperial comm channels, make your way to um, the Raith Sienar, I believe, facility,
Mm-hmm.
and uh, ultimately wound up kind of going the loud and proud approach, which saw you took out like the walker outside, took out a bunch of clones, and then you also encountered some Wookiees, oddly enough, though there is a reason for that. Um, and so now you are currently in a situation where there is a brief like lull in the action to uh, try to get like go wherever you want to go before reinforcements show up. I mean, the alarm is blaring, so like enemy gunships could be coming in to drop off troops at any moment. So, but you do have enough time to at least make a decision. So, what would you like to do?
Okay, we've got number of doors here that we can go ahead and investigate
And hide.
Yep.
and hide. And I don't think hiding in a shuttle is a good idea because I play examine that first.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's all manner of things they could investigate. So,
Also, let's not hide in the behind the door where the dead Wookiees are.
Yeah. Wait, the Wookiees died?
yeah.
I thought they were incapacitated.
No,
No.
Harvester sliced this
One of
guy
them
there was one to pieces. Like,
Arthur did choppity chop.
yeah, I'll mark the tokens. Both of these guys are
was
dead.
one of them was lightsabered and the
Ooh.
other was shot, if I remember
Correct.
correctly.
Yeah, they're both dead.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, is there any air vents or anything like that in the immediate area? Like something that we can actually maybe just slide into and do a whole, I don't know, Han Solo thing of on the Millennium Falcon being in the actual floor plates of the ship sort of thing?
Like traveling in ventilation ducts, alien style. I
Yeah.
mean, there. The good news is that there are such ventilation ducts. The bad news, they're not on ground level. At least the one, if you're looking around, you're not seeing it on the ground. Now, what I
They're
would
not.
say is if you guys want to do, I would say an average perception, like anybody can do an average perception. You can look around. Like, are you now? The question: are you looking at the building that the Wookiees were guarding, or are you looking at some other building?
I thought we were indoors.
No, you guys are outside, or at least your tokens are.
What?
Right? I wasn't. I thought. Dude, never mind.
Yeah, this is a base. It's a wall. There's no
So
there's no
walled
roof over our heads.
section.
Yeah.
There's
Oh,
no
Okay,
I
roof
that
over our heads.
I've been
Ugh.
completely misinterpreting this map from square one.
Ouch. Anyway, but yeah, like there's basically in
explains
terms of
our
the
problem.
walls. Yeah, in terms of the walls, like there's perimeter walls outside, like between like the
I
streets where
understand
you
that
fought the
now.
walker. Yeah, and then there are these
Mm-hmm.
buildings inside. So the area that the Wookiees were guarding, this was one building. So in terms of if you're looking for ways to get into it, that's what the average perception is.
I'll roll for it.
Okay.
Can we
Even
all
Like,
since
make
I'm
it?
wearing my
Yes, you
suit.
can all make it.
Average?
Yes, two purple.
okay.
Damn.
Very nice. Okay. um, so let's see. So Potshot and Trenimer. So in terms of the one threat, I would say, um, in this case, it would just be strain after all that's happened. But excuse me.
Okay, good.
But um, you and Trenimer do notice that at certain so this building here isn't necessarily like a skyscraper, but it's at least several stories tall. Um, it looks to be like with Trenimer's two successes, I'll just kind of substitute for advantages and say that you would notice this is actually like a um, an administrative building. And you would also notice that while there aren't any vents on the top, there are like exhaust, like ventilation ducts outside, like at the higher levels that could be accessed either by like because you remember Star Wars is a galaxy that is an ocean and Spectre's nightmare, so there like there are catwalks with no fucking railings to get for like maintenance techs to be able to get into the vents if they need to. But it's sort of like those vents that have like exhaust outside from buildings. That's what these are, but they're higher up. So you could to get up there, you could either have Trenimer use the force to lift you up, or you could, if somebody has like an ascension pistol or something, you could use that to get up.
I have
How
climbing
high up
gear.
is it?
No, Punch-Out refuses to do that and just uses the
No.
apparently.
No. I'm only asking first. How high up exactly is this?
So if the building, I would say this building is probably about 4 stories tall. The vent that you see is about 3 up. Like it's between like third and
Okay.
fourth floor.
I'm just quickly checking.
So in terms of
How-
range bands, it would probably be like medium.
The reason why I'm asking is because apparently the whipcord thrower can be used as a climbing gear to assist the wearer in climbing a steep or vertical thing. So I was just trying to figure out, and it doesn't tell me how
Or you could
long
just
the
have
cable
Trenimer lift
is.
you up.
True. And
You
then
try
if I
that
need the
first.
extra boost, I can use
Yeah.
I can use the whipcord
Okay.
to take care of the rest if I need to. If I need to.
Yeah.
Not downing his ability.
So Trenimer,
Just
I
don't
mean,
throw
you
me
could,
over the building.
yeah, you could, well, don't tempt him, but you could, I mean, he could, depending on how many successes he gets on his force power to move, he could potentially lift you both, like get Jackal and Potshot up there.
Okay.
Okay.
So that
Watch, I will
would
look
be,
at.
There's no limited wellspring of that power. Or like just keep doing it until it works. Unless I miss.
well, I will say in this case, it's not necessarily a case where you have all the time in the world to try, because
Fair. Okay,
you do
so
have
it's
to,
a time limit,
yeah.
not a resource.
So
Okay, so y'all are what?
still 1 each.
So what, 1 or 2? 2,
Still
right?
1 each. No, humans are still 1.
Okay. And that is.
Is this without the extra baggage of armor and that?
I mean, no, with your armor, with your stuff, it's just the overall like height
That doesn't
and
change
size
the
of a person.
silhouette.
That it just rounds down to 1. Like you're still 1.
Oh, okay.
White doesn't
thought I-
matter.
What?
Just what I asked.
I said white doesn't matter.
Weight doesn't matter.
That's right. It's more about size. Okay, so here we go. Yeah.
Shit.
Well, how badly do we need to get the fuck out of here?
I mean, you could go through the front
I think-
door if you were really desperate, or you could, use the dark side to try
Yeah, let's just do that.
Okay.
So, Trenimer senses the dark side of the Force closing in on him, and he's like, "Nope, fuck that shit."
Fuck this shit. I'm out.
Factoids.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
no, fuck no.
That's
Nope,
everyone.
nope, can't do that. Walk.
Okay. I will get to the door. I will go ahead and just peek inside and see what's in there.
Well, the door is
If I
locked,
can open it.
so like it's shut.
Oh fuck that.
I'm just gonna get myself an Overwatch position, half in cover behind this
okay.
shuttle.
Okay.
What exactly is needed to go ahead and get through this door? Is a computer check or something like
It
that
would be
able
a
to get
computer
through?
check, or you could, maybe look at the dead walkies.
So what kind
Yep.
of door? So what kind of a door is it? Is it a door that has a key, or
A
is
door
there a
that's opened
terminal
by
close
something
by?
Wookiees
What?
have, probably.
It's keycard activated.
I checked the
I
bodies.
wonder who could have
Hey,
that.
hold on! Didn't we have a? No,
was
we have a
actually- yeah,
key
wait.
card. So one of us has a key card. I know that because
We got a
we
key card
grabbed
from
the officer.
clones.
Well, yeah. Here's the thing, though. Keep in mind, you did get the key card, but it was the key card carried by the guys guarding the gate, so it may not
Yeah,
necessarily be a
right, that was the
universal access
basic.
key card.
Oh.
Well,
Okay,
we're about to.
Now, if
Mhm.
you want to flip a destiny point and say that it's a universal access, I have no problems with that. Then there
Yep,
you
it
go.
is.
Okay, so
Mhm.
you
What
so you
happened?
can just
Guys, we're the worst RPG party ever. We literally killed these guys guarding the door and didn't even loot them.
That's
What?
because we don't have time.
exactly.
And
And
and that whole looting shit is somebody is for another system.
yeah, say that for Steel
So
Talents.
well,
yeah.
it shouldn't be there either.
But there is.
I know, but
Okay.
it's still just funny, the
Okay.
Steel Talents bottom and all.
Swiping
Anyway,
card.
okay, so you swipe the card, the door gives like a positive sounding beep, and it quickly like unlocks and opens. Um, Inside, you see like there are a number of rooms that like actually this building for the most part, there are just elevators that go up.
BRB.
Okay.
Okay.
So, um,
Okay. Everybody moves in, so that includes Mel
yeah,
and
yeah,
Arthur.
yeah, no, I'll move them in. Well, it's just because the building's kind of small that I'll just focus on the active PCs. But rest assured they are following you. So,
Mhm.
also, is this a case because you might, depending on this encounter or the next, would you want to bring Forky in as an NPC? Like, just in case you need to do any social checks? Because I have no problem with retconning it to say that he does.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
So where is Forky? There he is. So I'll just have him as token there. Okay. So
Oh my.
um you um make your way to the elevators, and the elevators are actually, in this case, they are marked, like they're labeled of like first floor, uh would be kind of like reception and stuff like that, and then they mention like this is that. So the most prominent one relevant to you would be like so we'll put it this way. So um the first floor is like the reception stuff. The second floor is offices. Third is for like R&D, and the fourth is for the administration. So like if you were
Mhm.
trying to find Raith Sienar, he would most likely be on the fourth floor.
Okay. You know what? Let's just go straight to the fourth floor. Let's go straight to him, do what we need to do, and get the fuck out of Dodge.
Mhm.
Okay.
Sounds
So
like a plan.
okay.
Whatever gets us there faster.
Yep.
Yep.
So
And I will be pressing the button that says fourth floor, and I'm gonna be repetitively tapping it so we can bypass every other floor.
oh, hold on. I got a gift for you in that case.
Uh-oh.
Because this is what I'm imagining. Uh, the moment you say that, you're probably just like Ripley in this.
Okay. Come on, Dom, damn it. Yeah.
That movie's so terrifying.
And so awesome.
Yep. Yep.
Alright.
Get in the elevator. I'm pressing the button for the
Yeah.
fourth floor. It's like, okay, let's go.
Or alternatively, I'm thinking like with Hicks when like he presses the button and then the elevator's not moving, they keeps pressing it again, and then like just as it starts to close, the alien jumps in. But anyway, so you guys pile into the elevator. You make it to the top. No issue. You will see that there. Um, so the good news and the bad news is when you make your way through the building and then you see like um, you kind of follow the directions to the like executive office of Raith Sienar. Um,
Mhm.
the bad news is that there are some more Wookiees guarding the door, and they kind of take aim at you with their bowcasters when they see you. The good news is that they don't immediately shoot, and they start like snarling at you in Shriwook, which I doubt any of you speak. So, do you say anything to them
I
or
will
take any
look
kind of
at
action
them and
against them?
I will probably just try and say, we're not here to hurt you. We're not here to do anything to you. We're just gonna go through that door. Just drop the bowcasters down. Don't point them at me or my friends, and we're just gonna go straight through this door. You just step aside and pretend you didn't see us.
That is honestly sounding kind of like a coercion check because you're sort of trying to get your way. Um, so
We're not here for you. We're not here for you guys. We're here for Raith Sienar, not for you.
now the question is, so do you have it? Do you do any kind of body language gestures, like your hands out, like hold on, like it's like hands where I can see them kind of thing, where you're not like aiming weapons at them or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm
I'm
holding
not
my
aiming.
hand. I'm holding my hands out like palms open.
Okay, so the
No
Wookiees
weapons in hand.
see you, and just to confirm, well, I know for a fact Potshot is wearing her commando armor, because you tried posing
Mhm.
as one of the members of the base personnel, so I know that much. But so between seeing Clone Commando and very odd assortment of characters, the Wookiees, like, they're not immediately hostile, but one of them whips out a comm lawyer and goes, like speaking in Shriwook over a comm, and then you hear faint like, guess, huh? Bring them in, and um, the Wookiees, like, they one of the two Wookiees, he goes and he opens the door, and the other one points at you and then like gestures, like does like a follow me gesture, and they kind of pile into the room.
Okay.
In the room, uh, there are, like, basically you see um, the you see this fairly young looking dude.
Oh, hello.
What was that? What the hell was that?
Sorry, that was my bad.
Yeah, no kidding. Anyway, so you guys go into the room. But as I was saying, there's a pretty young looking dude in there. He has, like, pale skin, or like average kind of Caucasian tone skin. Um, like combed, sort of, like combed over brown hair. He's wearing some like fancy kind of like executive clothes. Um, and he's sitting at his desk. He does have some bodyguards flanking him who aren't really um, overtly aggressive towards you, but they are standing close in a position where, like, if you tried anything, they would either jump in front of their boss to save him or attack you. So there's this guy sitting here, and so he says in a very kind of calm voice, he's saying, uh, so so my guards tell me uh, you seek an audience with me. The question is, are you more corporate assassins here trying to to take me out, or do you have other business? He says, looking at you, you don't look like assassins, so I want to know your story.
It's your lucky day. We just want information.
And he says, if it's information about the special projects that Raith Sienar is working on behalf of the New Galactic Empire, then you're out of luck, because um, I'm not going to disclose my company's secrets to my competitors.
No.
Nope, not interested in that.
What they said.
And so the guy looks to you and says, well, then I mean, if you're not corporate representatives or corporate assassins, I mean, at least some of you, he says, eyeing Potshot and her commando armor, says some of you uh, look like Imperial or perhaps former Republic personnel. So that begs the question of, who are you and what are you doing here? Or at least, who are you? Because you did say you were here for information.
You do not want to know what I'm going to say to this, so I'm going to keep my mouth shut the whole time.
I think that is an exceptionally good idea.
I was about to lie through my teeth, but I was like, nope, 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 that would not be good.
But okay, I need a slight reminder, because why I forget what we need
Okay,
to ask
so
this guy.
what you're doing, so the reason why you're here, this guy in a medicine, because he isn't actually given his name, but you can kind of deduce that he's Raith Sienar.
Well,
He's got to have a name tag on that big fancy desk he's probably sitting behind.
Yeah, that's
no,
fair.
it's 1, 2, and 3. We tell the Wookiees we're here for Raith Sienar to bring us to a guy who says,
Right.
I hear you
Even
want an
then.
audience with me. Hello,
Yeah,
1 and 1
yeah.
equals 2.
Okay, fair enough. So my fucking point is that so in terms of what you're doing here, smartass, is the fact that when you met with that senator,
Yes.
he gave you a list of names of people who were associated, like they were on, let me double check my notes. I believe they were part of the steering community, which was kind of like the equivalent of like if Higo Damask was like the president, these guys were the Senate, in terms of the company. So he gave you a list of names, from it
Yeah,
was,
it's in the Aurodium Rush game notes.
yep. So he does give you the list of the names of the steering community, the advisory body, and so Narrow Sienar. So Narrow Sienar was one of the members of the list, but the good news and bad news. So the bad news is that Narrow is dead, but this guy Raith is his son and is still alive and part of he's still the CEO of Sienar. So basically, he might have known, like his father might have told him where the gold was before he died.
Okay. We need
That's
to know about his father's history with the company. What happened?
so that's his relevance.
Okay. So that's what we ask.
Okay.
We ask him. Would it be too obvious if we start asking about the Aurodium?
That's what I was. Same time. I don't know. Do we think we could take these bodyguards?
Trinema could.
True. Is there a nice big dramatic window behind them by any chance?
Yes. I would say there would probably be a fancy window to let light in, at least somewhere in the room.
Good.
With
Good.
unbreakable glass.
If we
Which
have to
is
flip a
this
destiny
guy.
point to say that we break through that glass because it's just flimsy, we will. Which,
Yeah.
by the way, we didn't flip that last point.
Anyway, instead of
Wait.
planning to kill his guards, why
Oh,
don't
we
you just
did.
start
Never
talking
mind.
to him?
Yeah, that's a great idea. So we're only here to find out about Aurodium that you might know about.
And he says to you that, in terms of Aurodium, like he pauses and thinks and says that, I mean, my company, which was once my father's company, um, we strictly deal with R&D. We manufacture many of the product, like many of the military technologies used, um, by the former Galactic Republic turned Galactic Empire. We don't do any business with Aurodium, so unless you're referring to something more specific than that, I wouldn't. I have nothing to share with you.
Yes, the material.
Did Daddy Dearest ever tell you about his company's decisions?
And he like that kind of perks his attention a little bit. Like you can see a noticeable change in his demeanor. Um, and he says that, um, my father, my father wound up. Um, he didn't necessarily give me the full rundown of, um, of company holdings. If you're alluding to something specifically, what he goes on to tell you is that the reason why he is, um, like he was, well, actually, well, let me put it this way because I don't want to get too far ahead of myself as I'm looking at my notes. He seems more interested in what Jackal brought up about, Daddy Dearest. He's like, are you hinting at something? Basically, is what he says. Like is or like are you like what are you suggesting basically?
We have it on some authority that perhaps a large stock of very valuable material passed through the hands or decision making of your father. I don't suppose you have any files or information to share from him?
So what I'll do is you're gonna do a charm on him, and by you I mean that's why I said you can bring in Fork you to help. Um,
I'll do an
he
unskilled assist on 4Q.
yeah I figured. So I'll roll it on. Oh, I see the UI is kind of different. That's nice. For the character sheets. Okay, where is charm? So that's charm. Hold on. Does he have any talents?
I
I'm
probably
looking. So know their weakness. So he will do. I'll have him do a know your weakness first. Which is actually a perception check, a hard perception check. Um, So Jackal in this case, because I'm pretty sure you have a higher cunning than yeah, you have at least 3 and he
Yeah.
only has 2. So you do a hard perception check and then add a boost from Forku.
okay.
In terms of perception, he has 1 rank, but you might have more than that. So do a hard perception with a boost. Okay, so you succeed. So
Hey!
very nice. So so for Forku's check, basically it'll downgrade the difficulty of his checks against Raith once per rank of Know Their Weakness, and he has Know Their Weakness. So he is going to do his roll. I need to see what Wraith's stats are. He's got okay that. So this will be the difficulty for. And before I roll this, does anybody want to use a Destiny point to either upgrade Forky's check or decrease the difficulty of it?
I'll use it to upgrade 4Q's check.
Okay, so flip a Destiny point, and then that'll happen. And you're upgrading the ability or downgrading the difficulty of his?
I'm upgrading the ability.
Okay. All right. So he upgrades. So basically, the total difficulty is going to be 1 red and 2 purples against 2 yellows and 2 greens. And also because Jackal is basically giving an unskilled assist, I'll throw in a boost as well. Let me just make
Yep.
sure he doesn't have any other. No, nobody's full won't help him. So I will roll that. Okay. Oh. Oh shit. Look at that.
Huh?
So, yeah, he gets manages to like with Jackal's help, 4Q kind of breaks down. Wraith kind of lowers his guard and manages to convince you, and he says, "All right, I'll tell you this. If you're asking about the Aurodium, then I'm assuming you're on the trail of Damask Holdings. Am I accurate on that?"
Sounds about right.
So he explains that, um, you know, if like he says that his father. So he comes out straight ahead and he says, um, I don't know where, if the Aurodium existed, I have no idea where it is. He explains that his father, uh, Naro, was assassinated. Like he was killed in an assassination attempt that was actually apparently meant for Wraith himself. His father was a member of the steering committee, and they blew up his dad's ship. But Wraith wasn't on the ship when it exploded, obviously. Um, and he says that he only got in business after Damask Holdings collapsed, so he doesn't know where the Aurodium is. But he says, um, at least as compensation, like before that part, though, I will ask it. I mean, does anybody have any other questions for him before I continue, or?
I'm
Any
just
idea
doing
where we
exactly
could
what
dig up some of the old files from Damask?
He says that unfortunately the knowledge of the files, um, was
Died with his father.
pretty much because here's the thing is that his father was was very heavily involved in Damask Holdings, but the problem is that Raith himself was only he only really entered the picture as the CEO of his company, like of his dad's company, but this was after Damask Holdings toppled. So he had no he
Is
was a
there
kid when Damask Holdings was by the later
Ah.
days of Damask Holdings, he was just a kid.
Is there any way to sort of be able to see if there's a bullshit check on him, just in case he might know
I
maybe
mean, you
something that
got
might be lingering?
successes, advantages, and a triumph. He's being completely transparent with you.
Okay.
And the
All right,
triumph,
just thought I asked.
in terms of how the triumph comes into play, because the successes and advantages are the information he's giving you. What he offers to do, is he says, it if you want, courtesy of, um, if you're he doesn't know where the Aurodium is, but he says that if you, um, because I don't exactly know your moral alignment, so to speak, I will offer. I'll make you an offer. Is that if you to compensate you for coming this far, and also if you agree to spare my life and leave without us ever having this discussion, or without knowledge of this discussion ever coming up, he actually basically now switching into meta sense, he's offering to bribe you to basically fuck off and leave him alone, as in
How much?
credits. I was getting to that. So you have two options. The first one is, you can name a price that's no higher than, say, 20,000 credits. Um, and if I approve the price, um, you can do an opposed check against him to see if he pays it, or you can not do a roll, but the catch is that you roll a d20 and then multiply that number by 100, and that's how much money he has.
Oh, roll the dice versus.
You could get up, you could say we want 20,000 credits,
So we
but
either
if you
get anywhere between 100 and 2,000.
Oh no, I did
Or
my
we get
math
up to
wrong then. In that case,
20,000.
it was supposed to be 1,000 to 20,000. Sorry, that was
And
a
then times
typo
that
on
by
my part.
whatever amount that you're saying.
No, what I'm saying is that for example, if you rolled, if you don't want to have to do a check, then somebody rolls a
Mhm.
d20 and then multiply that number by 1,000. So for example, if you only roll a 1, you get 1,000
I
credits.
kind of like that offer.
But or if you want to name a specific number, then you would have to do a check against him, and if you succeed, you get it. But if you don't, then you would probably get less.
I'm gonna just do this because this is gonna be more of a pull aside moment in game with guys, with the group, and say, "Uh, just give us a moment, and I'll pull the other two aside with the other two inactive PCs, and just go. We can either name the price or he could just pay us whatever. And then we
He's
leave
got
with the
deep
information.
pockets.
And Trenimer says, I don't care about the money. We want the knowledge.
I know we need.
I don't care about the money. I just want the knowledge.
But the thing here is,
We've got enough we've got enough money coming towards us if we find a Aurodium that we really don't need to worry about anything right now.
But the thing here is,
Yes,
if we
well,
have to
sometimes
pay.
you gotta spend money to make money.
Mm-hmm. Look,
And then invest
So
money to make
think of
more
it as a
money.
tool.
here's the thing: we could either go ahead and actually try to bump the price up. Like basically, we could easily get 20,000 credits for him to tell us, or we could just bump it up to 35,000 credits, and he can leave us alone. And we go with the information that he provides us.
I say we aim for 15. We gotta negotiate a droid.
I still say maybe at least minimum of leaving here with the information is 25.
I mean, he
25.
gave you the information. You're not getting extra information out of than you already did. Just so you know.
Oh,
Okay, so
25.
we've got we've got information, and
Mhm.
now we just get he's trying to give us a fuck off premium.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
here's the thing. This is basically just to elaborate on what's going on. So just to be clear, like in a meta sense, this leads a dead end. However, as compensation, that's why, and especially because you guys haven't really made any money lately, that's why this guy is trying to Because keep in mind, just a little meta, hint that you might want to consider is that kind of like how, um, kind of like how the senator you met was sort of paranoid. It's not out of the question that maybe this guy is as well. So he's just trying to get you out of his hair, and he's willing to pay you to do it.
The reason why I'm saying 25,000 is that way we all get 5,000 credits each.
Um, no, like I said, it's no more than
I think he's
20,000.
with
20,000
it
is
on
the
the
max
full.
we can ask for.
Oh, it's no more than 20,000.
Yeah, 20,000 is the absolute max. And that's why I'm saying that you can either do a roll and guaranteed get 20,000 if you succeed, but get either nothing or less if you fail, or you could not have to do a roll and then just leave it to chance. So those are your two choices.
Ugh.
Well,
Okay.
let's roll it.
Yeah,
Okay,
let's roll it.
so first person who rolls a d20, that's the number. And then multiply that, like that would be multiplied by 1,000.
Oh, crap. Shit.
What? You're rolling a d20? How hard is that?
Oh, wait.
Okay, so the first one was
Oh, bollocks.
okay, so the first one was Trenimer with 14, so on hand he has 14,000 credits to give you. So
I'm
basically
happy with that.
so he will, yeah, and that's 14,000 for the whole party to divvy up as you guys see fit.
Of course.
He will basically, um, yeah, because by this point, he's definitely, you can tell he's definitely getting a little more anxious, kind of.
Well,
Um,
considering that all of a sudden people start talking about Damask Holdings, that would make anyone nervous now, wouldn't it?
Correct. Especially where he was so high up in the priority, and he already, I mean, as he suggested, and this may actually tie into why he had his bodyguards, is that he's already been, like, he's suggested he's already been targeted for assassination attempts. So,
By who?
I mean, well, I think I already mentioned it. Um, like you're saying like corporate assassins, as in implying like rival companies. He didn't say why they're trying to kill him, but he did say that, he has been subject to several assassination attempts, and that's why he has bodyguards.
I'll wait for him to give us some money, then I'll ask him the question of, so, the fact that you've got these people protecting you, who exactly is it specifically is trying to attack you? And it's up to you if you want to tell us, but it's not gonna change the fact that we'll leave still.
Well, he says, well, I thank you for your honesty. In that case, I mean, since we've had a fairly civil discussion, I'll at least say this. I won't name names, but um, with the rise of the new empire and the contracts held by the Republic being rendered null and void, companies are now like military contractors are now scrambling to um, secure contracts for the new Imperial Army or the Imperial military rather. Um, and unfortunately, this results in the fact that to try to get ahead in the game over the competitors, other defense contractors will actually, well, forget will, they have tried to kill me to off the competition. Because basically, the Sienar Industries, or whatever the hell they call it, out of character. Sienar is one of several different contractors that worked first for the Republic and now for the Empire. But basically, like if you guys remember with the premiere of the Bad Batch when Tarkin pulled the loophole, like your contract was with the Republic, which no longer exists. That happened to Sienar. That happened to everybody else. So because now the playing field, like now that there's been like a reset button, everybody's trying to get some sort of favor with the Empire, and they're willing to do like corporate foul play to get it. So basically, he explains that that's the reason why he's been um, that's the reason why he's been
Right.
subject to assassination attempts. It's courtesy of this new kind of change in dynamic in the military defense industry.
Well, at least the Clone Wars have not been unkind to your bank account. I take it, but we will leave that business behind us. Clone Wars are over, apparently.
And he says, apparently there are, but maybe now the galaxy will finally see peace.
Let's hope so. And Tranor turns around and walks off.
Yeah. So, and he, Sienar, I mean, he doesn't really say anything else. He just kind of gestures to the door for, for at least for, Potshot, Fork-You, and Jackal to follow Trenor's lead. And then he just, like, just, I guess, probably gets back to whatever sort of paperwork he was doing before you, like, charged in on his office. Well, not really charged in, but, like, went into his office.
Yeah.
So, he, like, they, Sienar, he goes back to doing that, and you guys are free to leave. And I will say the good news for you is, oh yeah, that divides pretty nicely. So, I will, Potshot, if you wouldn't mind pasting that in the group chat,
Sure.
just as a reminder to everybody else, because Emily, I don't know where she is,
Yes.
and Blitz
I'll
is.
put it specifically in the game notes.
Okay, thank you. And then just make a note that it was
Okay.
from Sienar, from Raith Sienar, which I'll type his name in the chat.
See, I always wondered whether you can actually make calculations in the chat box here. And was
Oh.
Hmm?
I just typed it up manually. I just used a calculator.
Dat is 3. En dan 4 bij 4230.
So, with that resolved, and what I'll do is I'll be generous and say that you guys can, because I don't want to start a combat encounter when there are only 3 fucking players here. You guys can make your way back to your shuttle, and make your,
Okay.
you can make your way back to the shuttle and do whatever you need to do, like whether you want to like lay low here or get on the move or whatever you want to do, and somebody join, which would be Harvester. Hey, how you doing?
You're muted in case you're trying to talk.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hey.
Yep.
Hello, hello.
Howdy.
Say hello once.
Hello.
So, just to give you a recap of what you've missed. So the players, you guys just met Raith Sienar, one of the leads that you were looking for, and the good news and bad news. The bad news is that he doesn't know where the gold is. The good news is he basically, you did at least have a pleasant conversation with him, and he, as kind of acknowledgement of that, he paid you guys as a group 14,000 credits, which divides to 2,800 apiece for at least 5 players who've been active. So there's that. He like the lead was a dead end, but you at least got some money out of it.
Okay. Who do we go next? So we've Narrow Sienar, which was replaced by Raith Sienar.
Yes.
Let's see.
You did.
here.
Now we did as a group decide that you guys were going after the Corgi next, so and that's what I prepared for.
That could possibly lead
Sorry,
to
I
a
was on
combat
Drug
situation.
Korg.
Yep.
Blit, you need to do the clickety click on.
Oh, I didn't pin the link.
Here.
I'll scroll up and get it. Hold on.
Yep.
In message.
Is there a new one?
Yes, because we
Yeah.
changed like a one that Marty helped me set up. So.
Oh.
Oh hey, with these credits, I'm not poor.
Yeah,
Cody,
I was
you
185 credits.
You could probably want to what do you call it?
Unpin the old one?
Yeah.
Right. I'll do that. Where's the old one? And like I said, and as I said in that message, where is the old? Oh, there it is. So the passwords, and also let's just the password, even though we're at a new link, the password is currently still the same. But whenever I get around to changing passwords, I'll send you guys your new passwords.
Okay. I don't remember mine.
Oh, well, that's a good thing. Make a super complex one right now.
Oh boy.
So hold on, let me check our messages. It should be pinned in your DM. Yeah, it is. So just go look there. like your direct messages with me.
Oh, there we go.
So
Yeah. Okay, so looking at who we got here, besides Drakorg or the Corgi, I have a feeling that's going to lead to a combat situation unless this is enough people to handle a combat situation.
No, believe me, it's going to be a confrontation in the bathroom.
Yeah. The problem here is Sidara is going to be a hard one to find because her whereabouts are unknown. So the only one we got is Vo Savant.
Would it be funny if I said that Savant knows we're coming? Ba-dum-tsh.
Mm,
Is it
I'm
an
gonna say
idiot
yes.
savant?
Hey, Rain Man, let's go.
Okay.
Huh?
Vo
How about we
Savant.
get onto the ship and see if we can go ahead and try to do whatever info check to see if we can find Sidara, because if we can't, then Vo's the best shot unless we
well,
want to go Corgi.
again, we
Hey,
did agree as a
hey.
group that you guys are going for the Corgi. So
Yeah. Hey, I've got a question.
Oh shit, yeah.
what's up?
I do have a question. So the Vo Savant, a moon, this, that, and the other. Or if the Maladians have since killed them. Maladians?
The Maladians were those assassins that you encountered on Munilis, the ones that Simmons was a part of.
Oh, I see.
They're those black armored guys with electro swords.
You have a fondness for that shit.
What?
for, for black dressed for assassins dressed in black garb.
No, I don't. I genuinely don't see where you're coming from with that.
Hello, Steel Talons. Those
Uh,
corporate assassins aren't those guys also dressed in black?
I mean, yeah, but they're
You
not
can
necessarily
remember that?
assassins. They're just soldiers.
Oh, okay.
They're Black Ops guys
Okay.
based on the Elite Squad troopers from the Bad Batch. Like that whole arc is basically a love letter to the Bad Batch.
Oh, okay.
So it's less of like a personal fondness and more like an homage to the source material.
All right.
So now I had a nickel situation.
Yeah, pretty much. But you did. So I mean, you guys did decide as a group to go try to find little
Yeah.
Corgi. Okay, so
Well, we know what is it? He was moving his HQ from Nar Shaddaa, but he didn't say where he was going. Problem here is do we know where he went?
no. What you can do though is you can still kind of do like an outer rim check to try to find him. Let me
Outer
see what
rim
the
check.
difficulty is.
I've got
So
4 greens
it would
in that
be
one, I think.
an easy
Yeah.
1 purple outer rim check. So
Who's got
anybody can do
better
this.
outer rim check? Because I've got
I mean,
4. Oh, anyone can do this? Cool.
yeah, better than you. You have fucking like 4 int.
Outer rim,
Yeah, 1 purple outer rim.
2 green.
Like that.
Yep, pretty much. So, what I will do is, okay, so hold on. And does anybody else want to roll? I mean, because you guys already succeeded, but it's just when anybody else wants to try to farm advantages and preemptively doing that, just to load the map. Okay, so I'll take that as a no. So basically, for pot shot and Trenimer, I guess Trenimer through kind of meditating in the Force, and pot shot from actually doing our homework. You guys managed to kind of realize that he's actually on Ord Mantell.
Okay.
So you can go to Ord Mantell and find him. So in terms of the galaxy map, hold on, did I actually fucking load that? Yes, I did. So Yield galaxy map. If anybody wants to check it, so let's see. So you are at Corulag. Ord Mantell is actually kind of close. It's
Do it again.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like right there. So you
Right
basically
there.
have to go
Oh.
to Coruscant, or go into the same space lane as Coruscant. go up to Doran, and then take a right, and then you're at Ord Mantell. So I think that all in all, that would be maybe like 2 days time. I think.
Let's use the downtime unless we are urgently needing to get there.
Yeah, you can. I know. I'm just telling you that's how long it'll take, unless you, for whatever reason, want to go there faster. So in terms of downtime, so we've got I know at least one player with a crit, possibly two. If y'all want to heal your crits, you can by a medicine check.
I will
And
take care
Potshot,
of
you can
help.
operate on yourself, so
Can or
I will
cannot?
help.
can.
Okay.
I will go ahead and help everyone with their critical injuries, whoever's got one. Otherwise, if it's just me, then I will just take care of
Okay.
myself.
So let's see. Does what's it called? Jackal, do you have one? Did you get a crit last time?
I
Or
don't believe so.
I know you took a shitload of damage when you fell flat on your face, but
Yeah, I got pretty hurt, but I don't.
Oh.
Wait,
okay.
you crit section.
Okay. So in that case, so
No, I don't have
Potshot. Now, if I'm not mistaken, when you take, like, if you get critted and you operate on yourself, does that increase the difficulty by 1? Or does that upgrade it?
Give me a moment. I'm looking.
Mainly asking Marty because he knows this game like the back of his fucking hand, so.
Yeah, but that's a very specific question, man. Just give
Oh,
me a
yep,
moment.
I do. Oh no, that's applicable when an ally would suffer a critical wound. It's not that bad. Specialization in medic.
Where's the cheat sheet? I'm gonna open that up and take a look. So.
Oh no, that stops the critical. Never mind that.
So critical injury, so. The starship stuff. Just scrolling through this cheat sheet. Hold on, medicine. Oh yeah. So it actually no, I see it on the cheat sheet. It's an additional 2 purples to treat your own wounds.
Okay.
So for you, instead of a 1 purple, it would actually be a 3.
Alrighty. That's okay. I've got a boost to help me with this.
And you should have a bunch of medical equipment as well.
Oh yeah.
I
Then
can try to unskilled assist.
Yeah,
Helps at all.
yeah, no harm in that.
that gives me another yellow, correct?
No, that gives you a blue. If you want to
No,
flip a destiny point, that would
blue.
give you another yellow.
Nah, we'll save the
I don't
actual
think that's-
destiny points. That's fine. And do I get a boost for the medical equipment as well?
For what is it, the medical backpack? Yes, unless it's already factored
I
into
already
your
got
stuff.
that's already factored, but I'm talking about on the actual ship. If there's any.
No,
type
you
of,
don't. You wouldn't
like-
have like a med bay on this.
That's fine. I just wanted to
Let's
ask.
check what other. Hold on. You have your your anti-shock blanket that actually decreases the difficulty of a check by 1.
Mm-hmm.
So that would make it 2 purple.
That is
So
true.
here comes a question. Does it tell you where that comes from? Because I don't see that.
What, the additional 2 purple?
boost.
No, yeah, it just here recovering from critical injuries. That's all.
I'm looking at this cheat sheet. So if you're looking at the cheat sheet, I'm on page 4.
No, I'm looking at the actual text of Edge of the Empire.
Oh, I don't have that open.
I know what you're looking at because I have that.
Oh, so I mean, does the Edge of the Empire say the same thing, or
It
does it say?
doesn't.
Oh, then what does
No,
it say?
it doesn't. It says since lingering critical injuries make subsequent injury more and more dangerous, they should be treated as quickly and efficiently as possible. Critical injuries
Hmm.
Critical injuries vary in magnitude, which represents the difficulty of any corresponding medicine check to treat and remove the injury. It is important to note that even if the effect of a critical injury has expired, it just doesn't say any of that.
Maybe does it say
I
that?
mean,
Cody,
it
what you're
doesn't say-
looking at on the cheat sheet is a understanding of how to use the medicine skill to recover wounds, as in
Oh, okay, yeah, that's actually because recover the
Because
crit.
you'll
Okay,
see success.
you're right. Okay,
covers
you're right. I'm
roll, yeah,
sorry.
yeah. That is not the treating critical.
Oh, okay, okay. I just looked at it saying like treating
All good.
treating your own wounds, and I thought that meant crits as well. Okay, so in that case, pot shot, it would actually just be 1 purple instead of 3. So lucky that before that. But
Okay. That's okay.
so just
Yeah, because basically the Sun Jolt is only a single purple severity anyway.
yeah. So then just roll that.
Okay, so rolling.
Okay, so you managed to treat that crit. You also
And
um
I'll use the Avengers to get rid of my strain while I'm at it.
okay, yeah, that's a good use for it. So you can use the forward advantages to get your strain back. Did anybody else have any critical injuries?
I don't think I did.
Okay. Um, and also, if
Does
you
Mel
guys
have
are
any?
resting on Mel, that's a good question. I don't think she really took much damage. She barely took any damage. I don't really think she got any crits. So let me just double check
And
that.
no
Oh,
criticals in
she does.
biography
She
either?
does. She does. She has a 1 purple crit. So Pacha do basically the same
Okay,
roll again.
I'll help that. Same roll again. Click that. Reduce by 1 with the assist from Jackal.
And oh, okay. So you can
If
let's
she's
see.
got any strain on her, I will just say I will give the Avengers to help with any strain that the Mel has.
Okay, so that will get rid of her 2 strain, so she now has 0 strain. That leaves you with 3 advantages.
There's not much I can do with that because I've already got rid of mine.
Okay.
Nonetheless, that advantage is because Jackal's assisting me does help with his strain as
Yeah,
well.
I mean, if you wanna use that, I mean, if he has any strain, he can recover with that.
Okay, so the
Wait,
one, yeah.
I
So
have
I
2
had
strain.
one. You have 2 strain. Okay, so yeah. I'll just turn and
Okay.
say yeah.
Okay.
You reduce it down to 0 then.
Okay. So then in that case, so then
So
there's sorry,
is Mel's
crit gone? Yes.
uh, okay? Well, then can somebody remove that?
Yeah. I was just waiting for
There we
everybody to
go.
stop talking. All right. So it's all good. Um. So
And her wounds, are those down to 0 by now as well?
yeah, I mean, honestly, with you guys, if you're going to be spending like 2 days fucking traveling, that's sufficient time for like, it would be enough time for enough medical checks that I would just say don't bother rolling them all. Like, you guys can all get back to like fully recovered strain and wounds.
Right.
Yeah.
So you all are back in working order. And also, as a side note, I don't want to derail the game by like a shopping spree right here, but just in advance, since you guys have now been paid, um, if anybody like between sessions has anything they would like to buy, um, let me know
Got
in the group
shopping list
chat,
notes.
and then we could say that like you picked up some stuff on your way to this next objective, or actually between objectives rather, because that makes more
Yeah,
sense.
I will definitely be doing that, but I'll do
Okay,
that
but yeah,
after
just don't do that right
the
now,
chance.
because you know.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, but I'm just letting you guys know that now that you've been paid, like during downtime, like during hyperspace travel, like between journeys, you can pick stuff up. And depending on the situation, if it makes sense, I'll retcon that you would have certain things. But that's just something to think about. Anyway,
In
during
the
sorry.
travel, I was going to say, played in the travel to Audmentel after I helped everyone with their injuries and all that stuff as well as my own. Would Trenema be meditating the entire time in the travel? This is a question to Trenema.
No.
No?
No. He'd be
Okay.
walking around and just contemplating where the fuck all this shit is going. Because he's been dipping into the dark side quite a bit, and well, it that weighs on him.
Yeah, by comparison, if Trenimer's dipping and fucking Harvester's cannonballing off the high dive.
Yeah, so there's 2 Jedi in the party, and well, it's concerning.
Come on in. The water's nice.
I will if I'm seeing
I
if I'm
remember
I-
the last time I saw Padawan battle. Not end
I would
well.
say in the time I've probably been treating everyone, I've been seeing him pacing probably around the ship. I will turn, go up to him, and go. Looks like you've got a lot of things on your mind. Do you want to talk?
Are we actually going to talk, or are you going to do most of the
I
talking?
no, I posted saying if he wants to talk, and if he wants to talk, I will listen.
Well, I am very curious to what you wish to discuss, so by all means, let us
Well,
talk.
ah, well, I'm noticing you seem to be preoccupied from with things of late. So I'm wondering if you're alright, if something's bothering you.
Everything is bothering me. Not everything, but there's quite a lot bothering me. We felt we felt a significant, huge disturbance in the force. The emergence of an empire suddenly where the Republic used to be, and the dark side is closing in around us. Both Archer and me are can feel it. And
Sorry,
Probably
I'm
looking
not
at
laughing at you.
Arthur.
I'm just laughing at knowing where you're going with Arthur. Uh,
and I'm trying to resist the cloud that is hanging over us with every fiber of my being.
Okay, Palpatine, calm down there.
I was about to say.
With every fiber of my being.
Who's the
And if he does
emperor
do
that's
that, I'll
full of
turn and
hate
say,
for
okay,
you and
sedating.
me? Yeah, no,
Instant sedation.
yeah, no, but
Maybe
then
water
yeah,
is
like he
fine.
says that it becomes like the Mickey Mouse song. Who's the emperor that's full of hate for you and me? Palpatine.
My God.
I know that melody in another song. What's the day
This,
of the week that's got us all depressed? MONDAYSUCKS. Here comes another week of aggravation and distress. MONDAYSUCKS. Monday sucks. Monday sucks.
oh my god.
Wherever does it make you wanna cry?
Oh god, you got to send me that song after this because that sounds fucking genuinely hilarious. Anyway, so
All right,
um,
Bloodshot. Here's sorry, Bloodshot will hear out Trenemo and his concerns, and we'll go. "Eh, I can't really say much about how to help you with the feeling of the force clouding around you the way it has, in the bad way as you've described it. What would you normally do in circumstances like this?
I would ask the Jedi Council for a meeting and discuss the matter with my former master. See if there's any wisdom that she can impair on me. Yes. Trenemer's former master is a she.
I definitely caught that.
Well, I guess, is there alternatives? Since obviously, with certain circumstances being as they are? Because I don't know if the other Jedi are free, or yeah, just
The
just
the other
mm,
Jedi that we know is even more clouded by the dark side than I.
I'm sure I'm seeing Arda just going and doing. While you're chirping. It's like I'm surrounded by dark side. This is great. Okay. Well, if we do come across another Jedi along the way, and it's someone that you can console with, would that help? Or would you
And-
like me to see if I can find out if there's any Jedi about, if we have the time?
And how would you do that?
I'm sure we can go ahead and crack into a few relay stations along the way, and when we get the chance to see if we can find more information about how the Jedi are.
Go to a pawn shop and ask if they've had any lightsabers in lately.
Oh shit!
So
Are you
here comes.
aiming for a nerve? Because I think you're striking.
So here comes a. At which point do we receive the message that Obi-Wan is sending
That's a
out?
very good question. Because I would say by this point you probably would have. Like, did you now? I'm trying to remember. Would Obi-Wan? Was that like a broadcast that all Jedi were sent on their comms or something? 'Cause
Yes,
I know.
it was.
Oh.
It was.
Yeah, it's on a Jedi communication frequency.
Oh, okay. Yeah. In
So
that case.
it would be something. It definitely would be something that Trenema would be listening to every now
Yeah.
and then.
Yeah, because you would. Yeah, in that case, by this point, like, because I didn't even think of that, so thank you for pointing out. You definitely would have gotten word, like the distress call from Obi-Wan saying like, the Republican Jedi Order have fallen, and it's been. I don't remember the exact quote from Rebels, from the holocron of Obi-Wan, but like basically anybody who knows that message, that is exactly what you would receive. That like basically Obi-Wan officially has said like the Jedi Order is toast and so is the Republic, and now there is only the Empire.
Right.
Kaput.
Yeah, I actually got the exact wording of what exactly he had said. If that
So
helps.
so every. Is that what it is?
That is exactly what it is.
Yep. Yeah, that if that's the actual like the quote from Rebels, that is exactly what he says. Like in the repeating like comm message.
I I don't think that's something he actually said. It could be, just not recorded.
Because I typed in
But
Obi-Wan message Jedi Temple, and that was the first thing. The message that popped up.
I was thinking of something else. Oops.
Okay. Well, in that case, um, Trenimer includes that on one hand, because the Jedi Order doesn't exist anymore, we wouldn't need to worry too much about what our masters think of us. But at the same time, uh, he says that would like to keep living and leading my life as a Jedi, serving the light side. So anyway, and that would be it.
Okay, that's all you
And
guys wanted to discuss? By the
yeah,
sound of it? Okay.
I love
So
that.
in that
Yeah,
case,
guys, we're cool.
so and then Jackal, what would you be doing during the transition, like between planets? If anything.
I'm trying to think if there's anything I would do related. Some of the things I'm branching off into.
I mean, it's fine if you don't want to, but
But no, I can't think of anything right now, so I'm not
okay.
gonna slow everything down.
All right. And what about Harvester? Is there anything you would be doing during the transition from like the travel from Corulag to Ord Mantell?
Sharpening his
Oh,
fucking lightsaber.
sharpening it.
Sharpening his lightsaber.
You know, what he's gonna do is think about if that's possible, and and consider methods by which it might be done.
Or yourself a
Uh,
Viro braid.
nah. But you, damn shame you can't get a monomolecular edge for a lightsaber.
So you can.
No, I said it's a damn shame you can't.
Oh, I'm gonna figure it out.
I just love how excited you got from that. So you can't.
Sir, get down. Sir, get down.
Cody, can
Oh
you
man,
actually
what's up?
can you just add some the DM I've
Yeah, I
asked?
saw. I sent that message. Do you want me to answer that aloud or?
Well, I didn't want to interrupt everyone else because it was a
Right.
question I was going to ask
Well,
out
I'm just
aloud.
asking, is it a question that you are fine with me answering aloud?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So in terms of the question you were asking, if the Order 66 message was repeating that you first heard when you were on Malastare, that message on certain channels it is, like on certain military channels it is, but it's not like every single comm thing that you're listening to. And then also, like, in terms of the way it is, it's low enough in terms of volume, like it's sort of overlaid with any like actual comm channel. Like, let me put it this way: so if you're watching like say a news broadcast, right, and
Subliminal
like
messaging.
yeah, it's like the message that like that pans across the bottom of the screen when there's like breaking news or whatever, but like your focus is on the newscaster and the background, but you still see that on screen. It's not at the front of the screen, it's not the biggest priority, but it's something there that you
Peripheral.
notice at all times. So
Mhm.
that's basically what the Order 66 message, when you're hearing, Palpatine saying execute Order 66 over, like that's quiet and in the background, but it's audible enough that like any clones who are hearing it, like who are on that comm channel, which would be all of them, anyone who's hearing that, it's basically like refreshing Order 66.
Okay, and that won't affect me and Jackal in any way.
That well, Jackal's not a clone. It
Oh,
won't affect
whoever the other
you,
clone was.
Lunchbox, and then the two NPCs that haven't really done anything since session one. It has
Okay.
not affected any of you.
Okay, just wanted to
Don't
confirm.
don't ask why. It just doesn't.
No, I just wanted to just clarify, just to be on
Well,
the
I mean,
safe side.
there is a reason why. It's just the point is that, as Tremor said, it's ultimately irrelevant because you're not susceptible to Order 66. You don't necessarily know why you're not susceptible to it, but at least it's not forcing you to attack
Mm.
Harvester or Trenimer.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Oh, yeah. I'll just yeah. Oh, good. Then we'll head to Ord Mantell.
Okay, so I take it that's what you guys are doing. Um, so all right, so you guys make your way to Ord Mantell, and then same business as before. I'm going to have one person when you get there. So first of all, when you get there, um, in this case, I don't necessarily know how canonically accurate it is entirely because the Bad Batch never touched on this in seasons 1 and 2. But um, in this case, while there isn't necessarily a massive Republic presence, like definitely like post like end of season 2, like you would actually notice that. So there's plenty of traffic there. Um, though there is like one, like light cruiser there, but it's not really paying any mind. It's not like hailing anybody. It's just kind of there, sort of like the equivalent of like a police car, like parked on the side of a highway to intercept any speeders. Um, like so there is at least some measure of an imperial presence on this planet. Just so you guys know that right away. How much exactly you don't know. But the point is that unlike when you went to Corulag, it's not like threatening you. So with that knowledge in mind, I would like anyone and everyone who wants to do um, a streetwise, average streetwise, you may do so.
I am not gonna do it because I suck at that.
I mean, you
Average
could
is
still
2 purples, right?
2 purples,
Hey.
yes. Ooh.
It shouldn't be that bad if I rolled it. Yeah, I'll take the chance. I'll take the chance. What could possibly go wrong?
See?
Don't
See,
say
one
See?
those words.
I'm happy.
Oh,
Well.
not bad.
Hold on. What the fuck just happened?
What do you mean what happened?
I'm getting wind gushes outside. I need to check, and I heard a crashing noise, so I'm gonna check. Just give me a moment, okay?
Sure. Hopefully everything's
Whoa.
okay.
Yeah.
I thought he was about to say something about my roll because I was looking like, oh yeah, it's not a bad roll.
Well, that's in like a serious out of character moment there that actually makes me concerned. Like when Potshot rolls and Marty says something concerned and isn't about the roll, it's like, okay, something real's going on here.
Yeah.
I think something just fell over and next door. I think. Anyway,
So you're all good to
streetwise.
go?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't
Alright.
see anything outside. So.
Okay.
Streetwise.
So 2 purple
to
streetwise.
difficulty.
Yeah.
Roll. Rolling.
Okay. So as you're like basically, the different stages of streetwise, like so you guys make it to the planet. Trenimer, you get 1 point of strain with the context being that this place like is just like straight up just outer rim, gives off very kind of a lawless underworld sort of vibe, and that just sort of, unsettles you. As you're kind of probing the world with the Force to try to find the Corgi. Um, but regardless, all of you succeed, and Harvester in particular gets the most meaningful lead, like with 3 advantages. I would say that would be enough to like pinpoint like exactly where the um, the executive building for Korg Industries is. So let me just scroll
Cool.
through my notes. So you guys do get that. So you make your way to the.
If I may, real quick.
What's up?
Has the system strain of the typhoon by now healed?
Yeah, I mean, again, I would say that with the amount of time that you guys have been traveling and not suffering any damage, like you could just have repaired that, because I wouldn't have you guys do like a million rolls for something you could probably just narratively handle. So yeah, all the strain is gone. So
Okay.
I'll just drag your.
Consider it done.
Okay. So Mel, and then where is Jackal? There it is. Okay. So, but you touch down on Lord Mantell, and you're just kind of probing around the city, looking for a lead, and you do find the seat, like the executive office, like the headquarters of Korg Industries. So, I'm assuming you all head in.
Yep.
How do we want to approach this? Do we want to go ahead and be a little bit on the down low, or do we
Yeah,
want to
because
go
that
ahead and
begs the
go
usual question: are you guys going to be going undercover or in your like Republic issue stuff?
Undercover is probably best. I'm not about to get mugged in the street for looking like a lawn.
And at this point, walking around in Republic clothing means Jedi clothing, which is at this point a death sentence.
Yep.
I've
So-
changed over to concealing robes.
Yep.
Robe?
Okay. So, with that in mind, you guys will you can make it to the office, the Korg Industries office with clad in your civilian gear, presumably weapons concealed, and you make your way.
Yes.
Like you enter the office. It's a pretty big, spacious like reception building, and there's this there's a at least by the high standards that Marty has, a attracted Twi'lek worker, female, who she is working the desk, typing away, and says, like usual Twi'lek like French accent, which I'm not gonna do, asking like, hello, do you have, like how may I help you today?
Hello, can I help you? Something like that, maybe.
I guess. So.
And yes, you can. And after that, he points to Fork you and says, "Do the fucking talking."
Well, I mean, okay. Well, because he's currently an NPC, what would you have him say on your behalf? Like, he'll do the roles. It's just I want your dialogue.
Well, I think it would be along the lines of, here's a concerned party that would love to meet Corgi. Just give me a moment. What the fuck was his name?
What the fuck was his
name? Yeah. No, that was out of character, sir. Before you make me make a fucking roll.
No, I know, but still, what the fuck was his name? Was funny as hell. I'm gonna give you guys a light side point for that. Oh my god. What the fuck was his
we have a business proposition for Mr. Drak Korg that he probably that he might be interested in.
And
that is not a lie. That is not a lie. The business proposition is, tell us what you know about the Aurodium.
Sounds like we're trying to mislead her, though.
Well,
no.
Here's the deception part of it. She asks, did you have an appointment scheduled with him?
We did not have an appointment scheduled, so we were hoping just to do a quick walk-in with Mr. Drak.
Okay.
Do you have
in
an
that
elevator
case,
we could share with him, perhaps?
I have a what?
An elevator?
Oh, an elevator. What?
Yeah, we can.
There you go. No, nothing.
Okay.
Go on.
So, okay, in that case, I'll have 4Q. It's not going to be opposed. I'll just say an arbitrary, like 2 purple difficulty for his, charm. Yeah, where the hell is social skills? There it is. Charm. 2 purple's already set, and I would say because Astronomer's assisting him, I'll give a boost. Okay, so,
that is very successful.
Indeed. So, so the Twi'lek, so she gets on a comm link and says, excuse me, Mr. Korg, I have a group of individuals who say they have a business proposition. They don't have an appointment scheduled with you, but they would like to speak with you. Are you available? And you hear like you don't hear what is being said on the other side of the comm, but it sounds kind of like whiny and like higher, like sort of higher pitched.
No, it's your fault.
So
he's on a holo communicator and he's like, no, this is your fault.
Or no, he calls the secretary. Oh no, why must you do this?
Oh my god. Oh, fantastic.
So,
God, I miss that guy.
So,
we played with him once and I still miss him.
Yeah. So, well, worry not, his legend lives on. But yeah, he so you hear some like him barking over the comm link, and then she says, "Understood, sir." And she like gives you instructions to like she calls over a guy that she kind of mislabels as an escort in terms of, but this is more like a big hulky bodyguard with a fucking vibro axe. Basically saying like, would you escort these individuals to Mr. Korg's office? And the guy says to D-Boy is like, follow me. So, like big armored humanoid figure. So he doesn't like prod you with the axe or anything. But like, it's just like he's an armored bodyguard, and he's like, follow me, kind of deal. So, he leads you into the office. He buzzes the door, and then he opens the door, and there is there's some bodyguards in the room. It's a big old fucking fancy room with like a bunch of fancy like plants and like jewel encrusted shit. There is there's a desk with an office chair. You hear the like hydraulic pressure of a chest or the chair, and lo and behold, there he is.
as I look around in the office, one of the things that I do notice is right behind a little screen, there's the outline of a toilet.
So
Just in case he's gonna pee.
yeah. So he greets you, like he sees you there. It's like, hello there. I hear you have a business proposition for me. I love the silence that follows that statement.
No, it's what I'm trying to think of is the name of Run 'em over.
Running over Reynolds.
Yeah, Run 'em. Mr. Reynolds?
Well, no, what he's supposed to be is he's supposed like it's basically.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just kidding.
Well, no, he's basically as it. Let's just say that Shia really got around.
Oh,
Corgi.
Shio?
Yeah, Shio. You know your Zeltron like ladies man.
Oh yeah, and of course he did. But what does that have to do with the corgi?
Ever wondered
What do
why
you
the
think
Corgi
it
sounds
has
like
to
he's
do
from
with
He sounds like he's from Mississippi.
Oh my! Oh no! That was Louisiana.
Well, close enough. Close enough. He's got that deep southern drawl to him. Because he's a
I
drawl,
was
get it?
trying to sound like Louisiana.
Well, this old Corgi dog don't sound like he's from Mississippi. So, but yeah, anyway. So, he greets
By
y'all
the
with
way.
saying, I hear you a business proposal for me.
Yes, and we would like to discuss this with you in private. And Tranimer eyes the bodyguard.
Well, there are other guards in the room, just so you know. Like, he's got like some guys.
The bodyguards then.
What's that? I don't know who you are.
So
I don't want to leave my
Tranimer eyes the
bodyguards.
bodyguard.
He says, I don't want to leave my bodyguards behind. How'd I know y'all not here to take me out? Here's a wild old ornaments here, you know.
Our apologies. and
here's an allusion to the Corgi
seats?
incident.
What's that?
Yeah. Well, no, I was gonna say, like he's gonna make a Corgi voice. Says, I don't want to be left behind. I'm just a tiny defenseless creature. He did say that at one point, just so you know.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he did. Like when he and Poet were in the
my
shootout,
God, I
he
forgot.
said, "It's like I'm just a tiny defenseless creature." When he got shot.
All I'm thinking right now is Mr. Big from Zootopia.
Anyway, so
that's what I'm thinking right now.
So
You
he basically,
disrespect me. Anyway.
so he just said, "Why don't y'all have a seat there?" He says, gesturing with his little paw towards a couple of seats, very comfy seats. And then he reaches. What's up?
Trenum sits down.
Okay. While you're doing that, the Corgi, so he takes a fucking, like, he reaches into a bowl that you would think would have like scars. He takes out a fucking dentist stick and he has it in the kind of the corner of his mouth.
A what?
A dentist stick.
You mean a toothpick?
No, I'm talking
No.
about those dog treats that like you give to the dogs in prison. He's chewing on one of those. Like he's gnawing on a dentist stick like it's like a pipe or something, and he's like, so what's this business proposal y'all got for me?
Well, we understand that you have had dealings with that you had dealings with Ainley Team. And we would like to discuss with you um, some information that might have transpired that could guide us to a riches untold.
So you say that, and he says, "Oh, so I see y'all looking for some riches here now. Yeah, I happen to know the location of a loot vault back when I was in league with the Mass Holdings. I don't know what was in it. I don't know if there's anything there, but I happened to find out about it from a business partner of mine who later died in an attack on Coruscant. However, though," he says as he like continues gnawing away on his dentist stick, "information has its price, especially when it concerns something that valuable." He says he's like, rubbing his fingers together, just kind of seeing if you take him up on the hook that he's dangling in front of you.
Namely, okay, so, and Trenimer says, and what would this prize be?
So what he tells you is he's saying, "I'll give you the coronets to the Soul Vault, but only if you get me a setup with a very strict piece of equipment. Okay, a chain call press." And it says, you don't need to necessarily recover the whole printer. I just need a mechanism that prints the code and the software that generates the code. And I don't know how Mississippi
Okay.
this is sounding, but just ride with me.
It sounds so Mississippi that I seriously didn't understand a single thing about it.
So,
I think he
Sorry,
said he
can you-
wants a treat.
It would be wonderful if you could just write it down.
okay, well, I'll just tell you in plain speech. So basically what he said, just to recap, he does know the location of a loot vault from when he was in League with the Mask. He doesn't know what was in it or if there's anything still in it, but he knows where it is, and he's basically saying that he'll tell you where it is, like he'll give you the
Right.
coordinates, but the price to be paid is that he wants an Imperial chain code press, and he's saying that you don't necessarily need to recover the entire printer. You just need the mechanism that actually prints the code and the software that generates the code. And to get those would basically be separate mechanics and computers checks, and then he'll say, and I'll just say this in plain, like, non-Corgi dog dialect, that he only knows the possible location of one, which is namely a local ISB garrison. And he also says, it's a pretty big ask, so tell you what, I'll pay you a hefty 24,000 credit rules as compensation, and I'll put y'all some chain codes to use free of charge.
Okay, so he knows the chain code press printer.
Well, because basically, oh, sorry, what?
Yeah, I'm just trying to recap what I'm understanding. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So he wants that device, the chain code printer, and there is one not available, but there is one in the local ISB
Like there's
garrison,
an ISB base,
and you figure it the fuck out, essentially,
pretty much.
but nicer. Okay.
Like he knows that there's an ISB like because he doesn't necessarily know specifics, but just as a little meta knowledge for the Bad Batch, this is a time period when fucking Admiral Rampart was, or Rampage rather, was, he implemented the whole chain code thing. So
Right.
they're starting to print out chain codes for people, and the Corgi, because this would be helpful for his like business enterprise.
Yep.
He wants one of those presses so he can print out his own like bootleg codes. But the problem is to get one of those, he would have to get it from the local ISB garrison, and there's not a damn chance he's going to do that.
Right. And so he needs a couple of mercenaries to do that.
Yep. Which would be you.
Okay. And Tranimer kind of senses or tries to sense the comfort or discomfort of his of the party. And so, what would he feel?
Sounds good to me.
I think some chain codes would be useful. That's all.
Motives are rarely unselfish. I could use proper chain code myself.
I like stealing from the man.
And Tranimer sticks out his hand and says, "I do believe we have an agreement. Do
Yeah, you're gonna have
you
to
happen?"
reach a little farther than normal, though, just so you know, in terms of reaching out to shake his hand.
Don't pat him
yeah,
on the head.
yeah, it's because he's got a really tiny. He's got tiny
Yeah.
hands.
Yeah, like all the stuff on his side of the desk is like basically on the edge of the desk. Wow,
Must
what's
be
he
a
got? Like
small
about like a
desk.
6-inch reach. He's a corgi.
That's enthusiastic for a corgi. Okay.
So yeah, and what he'll also do is he does give you the coordinates of the ISB garrison. Like he basically identifies that it's like, so if you were looking at this map, like at the very edges of this image, like for example, like kind of like out in this sort of area, if you zoom in where I just pinged, like this far out is pretty much where the ISB like outpost is. So why it's that far out, he has no idea, but he doesn't really care. So is that what you guys opt to do?
So
Sure.
one, this particular device would be damn handy to have for us, ourselves. I mean, not to keep it, but to um,
Get your own
You
ID.
to
'Cause
create chain codes for ourselves. And number two is,
Over
well,
there?
I don't think we have a whole lot of choice.
Yeah, I mean, well, like he said, part of his incentive for you doing this is that he'll also like once he gets set up with the chain code press, he'll print you some out as well.
Yep,
Oh yeah,
exactly.
So
I'll take that deal.
like so
Yep.
he's paying you,
I'd
he's
take
giving
that
you the
even
vault
without the
location,
information.
and he's giving you the chain code press, or not the chain code press, but he's printing you all codes to use.
Yep. This sounds good to me.
I don't think this could be better.
Well,
This
it
seems too
could,
good.
but
Keep an eye out for a dupe.
I don't trust this guy. He's giving us a good deal. Something's fucked.
It's too good.
I grew up on a planet like this.
Rangavinda.
Something ain't.
all right. So, we know where it is. Where was it?
Just a reminder, it was kind of like out here, like just sort of in the outskirts of town.
Okay. All the way in the back.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Okay.
I think we need to do some scouting.
I agree. I agree. We need disguises.
So, yeah, the corgi, like basically, if you guys are heading out, he says, be sure to close the door on your way out, because I kind of have problems with it. I just use the executive door. He says as he points to the dog door at the bottom of the door.
Okay, sounds good. And that's the door we'll take.
Okay.
Whichever
So-
door
Well, he basically is
whichever
just
door
saying
you
close
wanna
the big door because he's too short to reach it, like too short to reach the knob.
Okay. Okay, so that's what we do.
Okay. So a quick question I have is in terms of because we are, like I mean we're mainly at like the 2-hour mark, but the thing is that for this, I'm curious, would you guys want to try to attack the facility now, or do you want to wait until we have more players? I can swing in either direction.
I think
I
having
think-
more players would be good.
Yeah.
We could probably do the groundwork of just like finding out what.
Yeah, like if you want to scout it out
yeah.
for the rest of the session, you totally can. I'm just saying in terms of the actual assault, then prepare there because I do need to have a talk with Alan, because he missed this and several other sessions. So that's beside the point. So yeah, you guys can go over to the outpost. I will load that map.
Mm-hmm.
Bear in mind that I did not. There would be buildings in the surroundings. I just didn't had the forethought to activate or to add them in. And why the hell can I zoom out all the way? That's kind of sus.
I do not have vision. I
Oh,
am blind.
All right, okay, hold on. Can I configure it to where it's, well, first of all, does this have walls? It does not, so I'm totally fine with that. I'll set the configure token vision. All right, so now you should have vision.
Yeah. Ooh, big map.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely a big map.
So, obviously in a meta sense, you guys don't know the layout of the facility. But what it'll do is it'll drop your
Did you make any walls in here?
I didn't.
Okay.
So
What
I stopped
okay,
bothering
so-
with walls, and the reason why is because number one, it was like there are obviously problems sometimes where people are like, oh, well, I'm stuck in a doorway or whatever. And then the other thing is that Tom pointed out at one point in Steel Talents that, like, honestly, in person play, you would see the whole map anyway. So
Right.
that made sense to me. So that's why I don't bother with walls anymore.
But in-person play doesn't happen anymore.
True. Well, kind of, but either way. So my point is that I just, walls have like technical issues and they're kind of sometimes more harm
Right.
than good. So
Okay. So what are the eyes? Are those cameras?
yes, those are surveillance cameras.
Okay.
So so you guys can drag your tokens to whatever the hell side of the map you want.
I tried, but we are not allowed to place our tokens.
Hold on. Whoa, what? Let me see. Configure setting. Oh wait,
So,
no.
So here's an idea, Cody. That is actually a permission where users can place their
Yeah.
token.
I know about that.
So
I'm just trying to figure out where the hell is it. User management. Oops, no, not user management.
Yep.
Oh, configure permissions. Actually, it is. Okay, so permissions.
Yep.
Where is create new tokens? Okay, create new tokens for players, and then I'll do
Mhm.
delete tokens as well in case somebody needs to delete their thing. So, save configuration, save and return, and hopefully it'll actually load back in. So,
Yep. There we go.
okay, I'll just wait for it to load for me in the hope that it actually does load for me. Yep, there it is.
Give it give it a little bit. I mean, you need to load. It did not. It doesn't need to load for players.
Right.
It
Okay.
all of a sudden it just changed. So.
Oh, okay. Well then, all right. You guys are able to drag your tokens on now.
Yeah, already. Yeah.
Okay.
I saw a
would
slight
be-
flash of the side menu, and that's how I knew that it was.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
All right. So I don't see your tokens on the map in case anybody did. So
I did.
All the way down, all the way south.
Mine's all the way up to the top because I'm gonna go ahead and check the back area.
I don't see any of the tokens on the map. Like I don't see Marty's token like where you're pinging. Oh, okay. Now I see Jackal.
You don't?
I see Jackal, but I don't see where
Marty's
where
right here.
I don't see his token.
I'm
I just see
over here.
Jackal.
Right next to
And I don't see
Marty's token.
Potshot. The only one I see is Jackal. I don't know why.
I'm in the top right
Oh,
corner
hold on. Now
of the
I
map,
see them. Now I see Harvester to his left and Trenimer to his right.
and I'm at the top right of
You're-
the map.
I don't see your token.
Delete yours and recreate.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Just delete yours and redrag.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Give me a second.
One.
Yep. There's Potshot. Okay. So, and just to clarify, I will say what I'll do, and just for good measure, just as I'm gonna draw some like surrounding buildings, I guess, because like there would realistically be, different buildings around. Like it's not necessarily like the middle of a city, but there is still, cover to be had.
Oh, those are buildings.
Yeah, it's just supposed to be like ad hoc, like represent like buildings or structures.
So what I'm actually hearing is that you need tiles that represent buildings.
Okay, that
Don't-
earned you a gift, young man.
A what?
That earned you a reaction clip, young man. Check Aurodium Rush. And this is my answer to your question.
I
Oh.
wouldn't have put it exactly like that, but yep, pretty much.
So.
I can't hear it.
Oh, you couldn't? Oh, I played it.
I
In...
wouldn't have put it exactly like that, but yeah, pretty much.
Yep, that's the line.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but in all seriousness, yeah. So I just because I didn't actually.
Well, it
So-
would be handy because this is not the. Actually, I have an idea, but we'll talk about that later.
Okay. So, anyway, but that's just for now. So you guys, yeah, you can scout around the. Well, actually, I'll remove this one because it feels kind of close to the fucking rest of the stuff. But yeah, there are buildings around. So basically, if anybody like Jackal wants to mount up on one of the buildings, you absolutely can. So,
You
in
know
terms
me
of the
so well.
facility, what?
You know me so well.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, in terms of scouting around the base, if you're if you're keeping a respectable distance from this ISB outpost, what you would see is in terms of from where Potshot is, if you were to flank around counterclockwise, like to the north, uh, are you going to do that?
Eventually.
Okay, so
I
there's
want to first see if I can see whatever I can see over there first.
we'll see from the side you're at, from where your token is right now, you're not seeing any like guards or anything, but at the same time there aren't any doors.
Okay, and no windows or anything like
Negative.
that. Okay. What about if
Well,
I climbed on
actually,
top of the...
correction. There are small windows, well, more like bars, up here. Like
Mhm.
along this wall, you can see like jail bar type windows.
Mhm.
You don't. I mean, they're higher up, so you can't actually see what's in them, unless you were like at an elevated position.
Okay. What I will do is I will probably move
Elevated
down.
position, you say?
Can I be able to use my... How tall is this? Is a building of sorts, correct?
Yeah, probably at least 3 stories. Actually, probably
Okay,
no,
can
no, no,
I...
no, no. More like at most 2. So
And most two. Can I use my whipcord to get on top of this building? Because I
does that
can
require a
climb
check?
with it. Let me do. Give me a second. I've got to bring up my character sheet to see if it does. Actually, it doesn't have that info. Oh no, I should have that information in there. Let me have a look. No, it doesn't. So I have to go to my actual character sheet on the thingy. Armor attachments, because it's a whipcord and I can't attach it to the armor for some reason. Does not state I need to use any kind of roll. It just says whipcord thrower can be used as climbing gear to assist the wearer in climbing. Reducing the difficulty to climb by 1. They may support a weight of 200 kilo. 200 kilos.
Okay, let me
Therefore, the
check
thrower can...
because if it's for like a climbing thing, then that would probably be an athletics, no?
Wouldn't surprise me if it does.
In that case, well, hold on, I'm gonna look. See if there's any kind of environment.
Well, you did try to get me to do an athletics roll to go ahead and try
Board
to...
that walker, yeah.
Yeah, so I would say it would be the same thing.
In terms of navigation hazards, that's piloting. I'm just looking at this cheat sheet because there is actually a lot of stuff on it. Even when they're condensing one book into like 22 pages, I mean, it's still fucking 22 pages, so. I think last time I said it's like 1 purple for like per like height, like per silhouette. In the absence of not wanting to waste a bunch of time scouring this fucking document, I will. What I'll say is that you can. Yeah, I'll just say it's an average athletics.
Okay,
To try to grapple up to the top of the building.
cool. Alrighty. Then do. General athletics, 2 purple. Would and how I read the info, it's
And also in terms of
reduces
athletics,
the
remember that.
climbing difficulty by 1, so it would drop by 1. So that means it
Okay,
would
so
be an easy
simple.
roll.
Yeah, or not simple, easy. So then in that case, yep. Very nice. Okay, so you grapple up to the top of the building,
Yep.
and
And
you are
do I
trying to.
see through those bars?
Give me a perception roll. I would say it would be, in this case, from the angle of everything. I mean, you do like you're high enough to be able to potentially see, but at the same time, the lighting in there is not the greatest.
Fine.
So do a hard perception.
Of course, you have to give me the one time to have a hard perception. Failed.
Okay, so you don't see anything or anyone in
Alright.
these cells. That doesn't necessarily mean there isn't already somebody in there, but at least if you're trying to see if there's like, you know, equipment or people or something, there's nothing in here. Now, as for the group
Okay.
in the front, which in this case would just be, because Jackal, as far as I know, is still AFK, Harvester and Trenimer. I understand that you're not like directly out in the open, but like which direction are you scouting the base from? Because you've got Potshot at 3 o'clock, Jackal at about 5 o'clock, and then I would say right off the bat you would know there's like a squad of clones guarding the front door. But I was wondering, do you guys flank around to the left, like left and like upper left kind of deal?
Yeah, I would be moving here just to take a peek at, you know, just to take a peek
Okay.
and see what's all happening over here.
Okay. So along this wall, what's very interesting is that this wall doesn't exactly have, uh, like windows on the sides. Like it's just a solid wall. Like this base, like this structure actually has a surprising lack of windows.
Okay.
And if you were to move around like to this angle, I know there's like the building there, but maybe if you were like up at the very top or something, if you do that, well, are you going to do that to keep scouting around?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you go up, you would actually see that there is a squad of clones guarding what appears to be a back door, and there is a security camera.
Okay.
So, if you're kind of keeping to the shadows and making it look like you're just a peasant kind of walking around going to or from work or something, then the camera doesn't pay you any mind as long as you don't like go towards the door. But rest assured that you do see some clones as well as some security cameras. Speaking of which, there are 2 clones here. Like it's a duo, one on each side of the door.
So if I move here and first I'll make a yeah, I was gonna first I'm gonna make a stealth roll to
Well,
see if I can what?
well, I'm just wondering. Well, so because I was thinking about a stealth check before, and I'll say this: if you are deliberately trying to just kind of like where you are right now is probably like the border of where you could be without having to do a stealth check. Like if you're deliberately like loitering in one place and eventually somebody might notice you, then that's a stealth. But it also depends on what you were planning to do.
What I'm planning to do is use the move force power to maybe rotate the camera a little bit.
Yeah, that's doable. I mean, the silhouette. Um, so
I mean, the camera would be silhouette 0, right?
yeah, no, it would be silhouette 0. But the thing I'm thinking about is that in a way, the way I'm imagining it, and I feel like this kind of makes sense, is that it's opposed in the sense that the camera is not opposing you, but if somebody is watching that camera, then they're going to notice that something's up.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah.
So in other words, you can make a guy that is maybe he's paying attention, maybe he's not, and don't make his perception like 5 yellows.
Yeah, no. But what I'll say is that
They're definitely not a Renner.
in this case, well, Rena is not really perceptive as much as she is just like phenomenally intelligent and gorgeous, but that's beside the point. So what I'll say is that the difficulty in this case, so you're going to be doing like a move power check, right? Like you do in combat. But in this case, how I'm going to rule it is the difficulty is actually going to be that of the person who's monitoring the camera.
Yeah, I think that's a good one. And if would that be a stormtrooper or a clone or what?
Well, I mean, it would be somebody in the building, but you don't know who. So, in this case, the difficulty is going to be, I would say, the person's vigilance, which is 2 greens. However, well, in this case, 2 purples, but one of those is going to be a red.
Okay. What does everybody else think? Is that a good idea or what?
I say if you're going to do it, maybe throw a destiny point to.
Yeah, you can flip if you want to upgrade yours.
Or increase their difficulty to notice.
Well, here's the thing: is that because you can't increase their difficulty to notice because, like you've already done the basically because you're the one kind of making the attack, like they're not actively trying to notice, you're actively trying to avoid being noticed. So that's why Trenimer, like I flipped upgrade his difficulty, just to add a little extra challenge and risk to it. But I'm saying you can flip a destiny point on your side to upgrade yours. And that, do you want to use?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
Okay. So how many points are you flipping? Just one?
So first of all, I'm going to take. Let me think here. So, what's the distance?
The distance is probably medium, honestly.
Okay, so that means that I only need to do 2 points.
Yeah.
So,
So
I am going to take 2 strain. Where are you? Yep, 2 strain, and then I go here 2 conflict, and then I'm going to. Well, I'm going to point the. I'm going to point it here.
Okay, so you're going to have the camera aiming north. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll draw some lines.
So the field will be here to here-ish.
Okay, so hold on, let me draw one line. So hold on, have it in the first position you want, like this.
So well, I'm talking about the field of view of the camera.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. Just mark where you want the first line to be, and then the second line. It would be like here.
Here.
Okay, so like that. Okay, so the camera is facing this way. Are you going to have it just like stuck in position, like jam it?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So the camera is fixed in that position. So you have created a blind spot. So very nice. While you're doing that harvester, is there anything you would like to do?
Kill all the clones.
Slice and dice.
I'm glad you say it so that I didn't have to. But yeah, what I'm going to do and what I want to do are a little different.
Yeah. Although what I was thinking was, Blitz, in terms of like this could very well be is like, where'd Harvester go? There's mutants in them Nar hills, charging with his lightsaber, pumping over his head.
Like everyone's gathered around, like sharing their plans. Like, okay, this is what I saw. But wait a second, where's Harvester?
And then Harvester just goes full on Leroy Jenkins, just charges off.
So this is like in the middle of a populated area, right? There's like buildings and probably businesses and stuff like that around.
It's more like the outskirts of a large town. It's kind of like a more rural sort of area. Like there are still people out and about doing their things, but mostly like farmers and stuff. And this is kind of a remote part of town.
That kind of vibe.
Pretty much,
What?
yeah.
I have no idea what that is.
So is there like
Wild West? Like we're in a town, but the town is kind of middle
like
of
a
nowhere,
podunk,
semi-wild.
like podunk nowhere town, kind of, yeah. So
is there a ye old saloon across the street?
that would be not anywhere that you can see now.
Unfortunate.
So.
Any other like public places where food or beverages would be served that one would be able to hang around without arousing suspicion?
He's hunting for carrots again.
That was a different idea. This isn't that.
Is he expanding
his enterprise?
No, this is more of like a stakeout, that sort of thing.
Okay. But in answer to your question, the buildings here are mostly residential.
Damn.
So the question is, in terms of positioning for, you guys to spring your assault, are you going to go where Trenimer is, like go be at his side, or are you going to? Because just to recap, we've got Jackal in the bottom right, doing like Overwatch with the sniper rifle, most likely eyeing up the guys at the gate. Potshot, she's
a few times over by now.
here. And like Potshot's over by the upper right, and then Trenimer just altered the camera and has got eyes on the two clones guarding the back entrance.
What would qualify as sheave spin distance?
Because
is
you
this
don't
about that?
So, because you technically don't have the I think there's a power to. I don't remember what it's called, but I know there's a power that lets you like leap with the force.
Oh.
I don't remember what it's called. Marty, do you know? Enhance or something?
I think it's a what?
Was it enhance or something else?
Yeah, it could very well be. Let me look.
Yes, it is enhance. Yep.
Yeah, you can. Well, it's not directly like jumping, but you can add force dice to your brawn checks.
Well,
which indirectly translates to athletics.
Well, here's what it is. So I was just looking at force power enhanced. So there's enhanced basic power, but then you can get control, which take a force leap action, make an enhanced power check. The user may spend force pips to jump horizontally to any location in short range. Control, the next upgrade, you can leap vertically. You can get a range upgrade to go up to medium range, and then you can do it as a maneuver instead of an action. So I'm going to copy that and paste it in, in the Aurodium Rush chat. So Harvester, if you want to really do the sheave spin, but based on your powers right now, it would largely just be a maneuver, like just normal maneuvers with a funny flavor. So
okay.
So basically, like if you were say here, like if you look up here, so the distance where Trenimer is from these clones guarding the back door, that is medium range, like from where he is to where they are. So the same would apply to you. Like if you're at the bottom of the map, if you were going to get from like where you are right now to where the clones at the gate are, that would be 2 maneuvers.
Okay, I'm just gonna like stumble around drunkenly, like.
Well, before you do that, like I said, I don't
in their area.
I don't want to, like get into combat right now because we did all agree that we were going to just scout, and I feel like that could start combat. So,
well, not like
kind of add a good,
Yeah, just gonna kind of like loiter vaguely around.
Well, I mean, if you're going to do that, then these troopers are going to notice. Like, if potentially things get hot, then we'll stop right there. But The clones guarding the gate are like, "Hey, you! This is this restricted. You're trespassing. Better clear out." And they say that to you. Do you say anything back?
You're just gonna like look over at him with like glazed over eyes and mumble something to himself and then like stumble away.
All right, and then you do that, and they kind of, if you're deliberately heading away from them, they settle down.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that.
Okay. So are you really just trying to make your way over to Trenimer?
See, I was thinking of sticking around like the front area and seeing if I can see movement or maybe
Yeah.
you
Well,
know
the
something going
only
in or out somewhere.
Okay, so based on what you have heard from Trenimer, from Potshot, and from Jackal, the only enemies that you have seen, there's a large squad of clone troopers guarding the front entrance, and then there are two guys guarding the back entrance. There are security cameras at like two at the front entrance, one at the rear entrance, and there are no windows on any other sides of the building. So make of that what you will.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll just sort of stake out and like around here, just see if anything happens. See if maybe there's maybe they send someone around the building, or
Okay.
maybe these guys get replaced
Yeah.
by
Okay.
different
Like,
group of guards at a certain time. I don't know.
okay. Yeah, that's a good idea. And how did I click? Why did I click the Destiny pool thing? Weird. I'll just delete that. Oh, it reset the fucking pool. What? Hold on. I think we had cannot flip a light, 0 remaining, huh? Oh, right. I had to do. Um, what the hell is going on here? Why is it doing that? I'm
What?
trying to. Why is it negative?
What did you do?
I don't know.
Okay, what's happening?
Okay, hold on. I know to. Okay, let shift. Oh, shift left click to add. There we go. I fixed it. All right. Sorry. I don't know what happened. Like all of a sudden it cleared the Destiny pool, and I was like, what? So I'll just delete those. So apologies for that, people. Anywho, so yeah, so you're doing that harvester, and is anybody else going to want to do anything like change position, or are you guys content to stay where you are?
I was going to turn. Obviously, someone didn't jump on top of the building. But do I see anything on top of the building if it's high enough, or is it
Well,
too high?
well, like I said, you tried to look. So where you are elevation wise, you're roughly like you do have a height advantage over the building overall. It's just the reason why you didn't see anything in like through the bar doors or like through the
That's
bars
fine.
is
I understand
because
that.
like the height and like the angle of it. But you are mostly elevated above this ISB compound. You don't actually
Okay.
see any windows or any activity.
No, that's fine. What I wanted to know is there any people on top on the roof of this building, or anything that would be a concern or a problem for the team, if once we get to the point of actually having to attack? Like, is there troopers on there that are concealed? Is there a sniper on the building,
Good
or
question.
is there going? Is
They
there a droid up there that's going to shoot grenades at us?
Yeah, yeah. Well, in that case, I mean, I would say if you want to do another perception check, and that goes for Jackal as well, because you have a height
I was gonna
advantage.
say, yeah, I'd also
You
try
both,
that.
I would say, do me and each a hard perception. To represent just how thorough you're being about this. Okay, so, oh my God. Okay, noted.
Oh.
Oh, I see nothing at all.
Nope. I mean, if there's something up there, then you don't see it. But from initial glance, like as you guys are like, whether it's pot shot looking through, like, don't you have like clone electro binoculars or something? Or am I thinking of somebody else?
Me? No, I don't.
Okay, so well, you're just looking around, and
I thought maybe
Jackal, you're
Jackal might
scoping
have
through.
something.
Well, he didn't. So you guys are looking around. I would say the threats are strained because in this case it just makes sense that you're like, okay, you have like you're expecting
I
something
accidentally
to
aimed my
be
scope at
there.
the sun.
Yeah, you're expecting. Well, no, you're expecting something to be there, but there isn't, and then it's like we must hurry, senor. There's nothing to feed here. That's what scares me, kind of deal, like Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
So, okay. So you guys don't notice anything on the buildings. Is there anything anybody else would like to do?
I'm just thinking. I don't think there's. Yeah, if we're scanning around, this is all we can see and all that stuff. There's either got to be more people on the inside that we're not aware of, and it's going to be a fun time getting in.
Okay. If that's the case, if there's no more scouting, do you guys want to wrap here?
Sure.
Yeah, I think that's all right.
Okay, and then we'll commence the actual like attack next session. So, in terms of XP, I will award the usual 20 because I don't like in this case I'm just trying to shoot for consistency instead of the um like
What?
5 for like I'll just what?
No, I have a hard time hearing you.
I don't know why I'm so quiet because I have my mic settings like the same.
I think it's also depending on there's a thing in give me a moment to
If it's noise
think about the
suppression, I
word.
have that turned off.
So how much XP are we getting?
20.
20. I'll just say 20.
Okay, 20.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Go here.
And I'll have to check the fucking OBS like the recording and hope to Christ that it doesn't that my voice wasn't muffled in that because I would be heartbroken if I missed out on a little Corgi dialect. Because I put my heart and soul into that.
Clearly. We
Thank
can
you,
tell.
thank you, good sir.
I'm sorry,
So.
that sounded sarcastic. I did mean.
No, that's fine. Okay, but other than that, I hope that was a fun session. I know we kind of played a little shorter. Yeah.
It's all right.
All right. So, okay. So next session, would you guys be up for like available for the 10th? I mean, I'll ask again, but 10th is the
Let me look.
second Sunday in February, or not February, March.
Mhm. Are you affected by the time zone difference? Because I know that after
Yeah,
a
daylight
certain
saving
time
shit.
period. Yeah.
Yeah, the U.S. likes to do
Oh.
that, so I would be.
I will not be able to make it.
Oh shit. How come?
I have an event for college that I am going to be going.
Oh, okay.
And I will be attending that. It starts like 30 minutes after our start time.
Okay, so you won't be available, so noted. And then I'll see who all is available before making the call to make a session. So, but other than that, we had a good session today, so I'm happy with that.
All right.
And yeah, if you guys want to spend your XP now, and also, like I said before, anybody heads off, do me and yourselves a favor and think if there's anything you guys want to buy. Like because we didn't get into combat yet, what I'll say is that anything that you bought during like if you made a pit stop to some black market or whatever before getting to Ord Mantell, then you will have whatever you bought when you attack the ISB outpost. So like if you bought like a new weapon or a weapon attachment or whatever like that. Yeah. So just give that some thought of what you would want to buy.